This is Radio Free Cybertron, episode 863. I am Brian Kilby. It is the last podcast of 2023.
Oh no. Is that
It's
a good thing?
I guess. Thank goodness this year is effectively over.
Yes.
Yeah. So
it's not like next year could possibly get worse or anything.
Yeah, I know. So the next episode is our 2023 year review. Chris, in pre-show before you got here, we decided we're just going to do it during a normal show time and do it as a live stream.
Okay, well, I'll get to cutting down the recap list.
Sweet.
Over next week.
What we end up doing is we typically record it and post it, and it goes live when the live stream, which is Wednesdays at 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. Eastern. I don't think I've said that in a while. We do a live stream of this podcast Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern time, pre-show till 8:30. And I don't share the link out or anything. The folks in our Patreon, our Discord at tfradio.net/Discord, they share it out because they're awesome. We chat with the Discord and we have fun, and then we start doing the show, like I said, about 8:30. But what we're going to do, what we've done
I like
in the
the
past,
implication. I like the implication of how you phrase that. Like, we have fun, and then at 8:30 we start doing the show.
Yeah. But in the past, we've always launched that as a pre-record, and most of the time, we just hang out chatting anyway during it. So it's why not just do it live?
Can I interrupt you for a minute?
Yes.
I just have to say, Chris is a genius.
Yes, thank you.
Because I just tightened up Chase's screw.
Oh, good, yeah.
Which totally fixes this toy. I probably would not have even noticed that needed to be done, because it looks like it's tight when you look at it, but it's not, and it makes all the difference in this figure. So if you have, what is he now, Legacy, United Chase Deluxe, all you need to do is tighten that center screw, and that fixes it. So Chris, you're a genius. Thank you. This is not the first tip that you have given me to help make figures better.
Yeah, cool. Siege Ironhide is at least up there way ahead of this.
I mean, that is how we met 20-some years ago. So
yes, I gave Rob a tip on how to increase the leg articulation on our modded Deluxe Optimus Prime, where you take the legs apart and reverse the thighs, so the little detailed parts on the what is supposed to be the front don't block the pelvis panels anymore, so the legs can go all the way forward if you reverse them.
Hey Brian, I need to step away just for a minute. I'll be right back.
It's a good pro tip for our listeners, because I mean, not that I'm on the forums anymore, but I have not heard anyone suggest that fix yet, other than Chris.
It's early days with the toys still.
Yeah.
I haven't really dived into what people are saying about that toy either. I have to imagine someone else realized the same thing I did. But when Don was talking about that a couple weeks ago, I really wanted to, when I got the toy, I wanted to look into that and see if there was something to it. And that gray piece in the middle of the inside chest it's on there tight enough where it's not going to fall off or wiggle around, but it just needs what do you think? A turn and a half of the screwdriver just to get to go in that little bit more, so the little flanges on there actually catch the transformation joints of the arm.
So what you're saying is I need to use my impact driver on this.
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. Do that on video, because I want to see the results.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. So, okay. Okay, so I'm just going to read this as Chris wrote it. Merry Late Christmas, full season outline for Transformers Animated, unproduced Season 4.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Where'd that come from?
It was posted by Kian Carlisle, who got it from, I think, Josh Perez?
I believe so, yeah.
Who was a close friend of Derek Wyatt. So Josh probably got this from Derek, because I think those are Derek's thumbnail sketches all over the pages. So this is, original development documents. Basically, this is just, laying out what the originally intended structure of the season was going to be. It omits the first three episodes of what would have been season 4, which was the trial of Megatron, which I think has been possibly described elsewhere previously. Apparently, Chris McFeely has already, based on this document, updated the wiki with some of this information. So, I would certainly suggest going to the TF wiki and looking through this to get as full a picture as possible based on these notes.
But it's apocrypha, though, isn't it? And because it's not produced.
Well, the TF wiki going to work how the TF wiki going to work, you know.
There you go.
And for my take on this is this is something that came from official sources. It was intended to go the same way they cover unproduced or unreleased toys and stuff sometimes.
It was produced in our hearts, Brian.
Yeah.
It's better to have this stuff documented and preserved in as many places as possible. So if it's a little bit silly for the wiki to have it up there, I don't care, just because it keeps the information out there and online as much as possible.
Has Marty chimed in on this, or has he ever shared any of this info?
I have no idea. I'm sorry.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
The trial of Megatron. I have no idea what has been shared about season 4 prior to this, so it's all new to me. So I'm going to check that out. That's cool.
I think some of this information was printed in FunPub's club magazine at one point.
I never, ever read that ever.
I believe the trial part that is referred to in this but is not included was the basis for the for a
TF Nation, I think.
TF Nation panel.
Yeah.
And
gotcha.
That sounds right too. Yeah.
Fan-made comic, in fact.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. No, I am familiar with that. I haven't read it, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. In any case, though, I believe these pages that were posted either this morning or yesterday, it's the first most complete look we've had at this season outline for what would have been season 4 of animated.
Yeah, that's cool.
And it makes me sad.
Yeah, it makes me very sad. I've read online where people have said, "Oh, well, there's bad blood between animated fans and Prime fans," because
that's a waste of time.
Well, because
I like both.
Well, no, because animated ended so that Prime could live, and then basically the commentary is always, "Well, nobody actually feels that way."
That wasn't.
I feel that
wasn't
way.
Transformers Prime's fault. That was the people who made the decision to cancel animated and replace it.
Darn it.
No, that is correct.
Yeah. So, yeah. So, next item, JT Prime has new listings, Studio Series 86 Blaster, G.I. Joe crossover Mobat, Optimus Prime, Mayhem 2-pack, Mix Mashers lineup.
Yeah, theory is that it's the newest iteration of Hero Mashers.
Interesting.
So, Matt, you're going to love this. The Studio Series 86 Blaster is a Target exclusive, and it's expected to have opaque plastics, including for eject or rewind, whichever one it came with. I forget. Eject? Did it come with the blue one, Blaster?
I don't remember.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it did.
Yeah. So,
why do I even bother to buy stuff on its first release?
That's a good question.
Now, well, the real question now is, are we going to get Studio Series 86 Target exclusive twin cast in another year or so with the same opaque plastics treatment?
I was supposed to say, I don't need to buy the Studio Series 86 just to get an opaque eject, because I'm still going to have a translucent rewind and they're not going to match.
Yeah.
Yep.
But you see, for me, who never actually bothered to buy twin cast, this is perfect, because then I will just have to rebuy one toy for a tiny little part that's going to live in the chest the whole time. So it really doesn't matter if it's opaque or not, now does it? What were they talking about again?
Exactly.
I think you were talking about an Optimus Prime that's a tank.
Wait, what?
I mean, you know.
G.I. Joe crossover Mobat Optimus Prime with General Hawk.
It's the weirdest thing in my head to see Optimus Prime as a tank.
Especially when Warpath is right there.
Yeah, I mean, they had to make someone to go with Megatron.
Yeah, no, yeah. I wasn't even thinking. I was thinking the Thunder Machine, which is out. I was thinking Soundwave. So we're going to the Mobat 1. And it's Optimus Prime 2.
With General Hawk.
I mean, the thing that makes the Mobat like the Mobat was the fact it was motorized.
And this I don't think this is going to be motorized.
Yeah, this isn't motorized.
yeah. Okay, so I mean, this is just like Bat then, isn't it?
Yeah, the thing that I would have liked to see in Optimus Prime is something, like the Whale or the Havoc. Something that would kind of give him some extra.
I probably would have gone with the Havoc, just for the shape of it, and like the hovercraft could be roller or something, or hover, I guess. But
did General Hawk come with the G.I. Joe not. General? Because I think like Optimus Prime should be like the G.I. Joe General or something.
Well, you'd probably have to have a commander size class for that if you were going for anything close to appropriate scale for the G.I. Joe, because I think that's where they're going with this is the Joe vehicle gets priority over the robot mode for the Transformer.
The thing I would like with this, which is, there's no possibility this would ever happen, I would like this Mobat to actually be reverse convoy instead of Optimus Prime.
Why?
Because reverse convoy was the Robot Masters G2 Megatron retool, and it's just more interesting to me than randomly assigning Optimus Prime tank. Like, reverse convoy is just a funny concept.
Yeah.
I could go with that.
I should have bought that reverse convoy I saw for like $45 the one time.
It's okay. I guess I'm going to keep that one. I'm like, I may get rid of that, but no, I'm keeping reverse convoy. Let's see here. But yeah, so I'm still iffy, like, on General Hawk I'm fine with. And the Mobat, though, like, that wouldn't be my first choice. But I guess if it's a G.I. Joe tank, I mean, I guess if you want to do a tank, you got to do a tank. Okay. It's not like all these make sense.
But Warpath is a tank.
I mean, the
the Allstriker should have been Beachcomber instead of Bumblebee too. That's it. Like, it drives my ADHD insane. This line it does.
Well, I feel like the his tank should have been Soundwave or Shockwave. Like,
so what we're saying is that, like, just as an entire entity, this G.I. Joe crossover line has made a lot of bad decisions.
Yes.
In my eyes, personally, if there are people out there that love it, more power to them.
Oh, sure.
Long may it continue, but it drives me insane.
Yeah.
JT Prime is in our chat right now and makes an interesting point. The Mobat has an easy Nemesis repaint built into it. That could actually be kind of cool.
They should start repainting these. I would love to have an Eco Striker.
Or an Ultra Magnus Mobat.
Wrong color.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Like, that seems to matter to this line in any particular way.
Yeah. I don't have the Thunder Machine yet, and I'm not. My heart's not aching over it.
Comes with the wrong Dreadnoks.
Yeah.
No, I sold my 2 Dreadnoks for about $70, so I've got like 30 in this Thunder Machine, so I'm fine.
Yeah, I can't operate on Dynanomics.
JT is saying there's alternate parts built into some of the molds. For instance, Megatron has Shockwave parts that haven't been used yet.
Oh, okay.
Which I think like anything else is not, a promise that there's going to be more releases of these molds with different characters, but they're taking the opportunity when the molds are being cut to, in case we get a chance to, or in case we want to or get the chance to, again, let's have this stuff ready to go.
Yeah.
Which is really frustrating when you get stuff like the Demolisher head on Combiner Wars Onslaught that never sees the light of day, or the Transmetal Megatron head on Fall of Cybertron Grimlock.
Oh, I forgot about that one. Oh, that was
yeah,
painful.
that one lives in my consciousness most of the time.
Yeah. In-hand EarthSpark Cyber Combiners 2-packs. I like the packaging.
Including the like great big open face that makes the toys super easy to feel.
Minus the lack of plastic windows, but like if it had a plastic window, that would actually be pretty sweet. But I have no desire in the toys.
No, it's just interesting that they brought out the Energon style combination design again for these.
Yeah, not Super Link, the what was it called?
Super Link? Energon?
Super Link was the name of the Japanese series. The Connect, the type of the
Power
gimmick.
Link.
Power linking. Yeah,
right. Okay.
Yeah. Like when one becomes pants.
Yeah.
The one becomes like the upper. Yeah.
Although, remember to power linking originally referred to slapping a car on your ass.
Yeah.
And then they just, started adapting it to anything that required combination. I think they might have even applied that to Power Core combiners here and there.
I don't remember. Okay, that's something. Beast Wars again. BWVS 05 Terrorsaur versus Rattrap.
Mm-hmm.
More of
Terrorsaur still has those weird black parts.
Yeah.
I love that they put whiskers on Rattrap.
It's a very Takara move, painting those whiskers on that toy.
Yeah.
So I had this conversation in our Discord in the last couple weeks. Like, the original Kingdom release of Rattrap was pretty close to ideal deco-wise as it was, and everything subsequent to that has been grasping for inches, basically, to try to variation or improve on it in any appreciable way. The Netflix one tried and just looked worse for the effort. This one has whiskers painted on, and otherwise I can't see too much difference in it. Terrorsaur is a similar situation. The Golden Disc one, when it came out, was pretty damn good for getting the deco right to the show appearance. This one adds in odd black nylon parts at some of the joints, and I can't figure out why.
Because it does it yellow. You can't see it yellow.
Well, I guess in that case, they should just make all the toys completely black.
Yes. Actually, Takara did that for a while.
The most neon black they can find.
Yeah.
Throwing it back to 2003.
Yeah. Studio Series Bumblebee movie Shockwave pictures.
Yeah, so this is a Voyager class Shockwave, I believe.
Is this the one someone paid $300 for?
What?
I mean, I don't know that for a fact, but I wouldn't be surprised.
I saw something about someone bought one on eBay for like $300, and everyone's like, why would you buy a $35 figure for $300?
They think they'll get some clout or YouTube AdSense dollars out of it. I mean,
but yeah, I'm not a big fan of this.
Yeah, so clout was a big part, like the Transformers fandom, economy for several years, like 10 years ago. It's just what people did.
Actually, almost 15 years ago now.
Yeah,
I hate to say it.
Yeah. I don't like this.
Shockwave didn't have the best design in the Bumblebee movie to begin with, and while this is accurate to that, it's not doing it any favors. The head is really weird for one thing.
Very odd. I mean, I like that they did something different, but I don't like it.
Yeah, I mean, I like that Shockwave has two normal hands, and you can put the fold out gun thing on either one of them for your preference. Options are good. Having just a basic robot is good, but it's design wise, it's just not doing anything for me. Give me a remade Energon Shockwave over this any day.
The color choices are kind of weird to me. The like goldish parts on it. It looks very. It doesn't fit in with those Bumblebee movie figures to me. And then the other thing, I just Shockwave as a tank where it's just the arms and the legs that basically fold out. It just seems very weak to me as an alt mode.
Shockwave has been an H tank for the longest time, and it's one of the things that never really grew on me. He was a gun, although he was a space gun, and so we're not going to be seeing space gun Shockwave again, or
Shockwave. They do
Energon
style.
Yeah, Energon style, or Shockwave, or the GoBot ray gun. We're never going to see that again. I wish they were going to do something. They would do like what was alluded to with the possible crossover Shockwave if he got that kind of Cobra laser tank kind of thing, something that wasn't a H tank, something a little bit different, maybe a little more akin to Shockwave being a death laser gun, like you would mount on top of a building or something. I don't know.
Well, Megatron, when he's a tank, at least they try and make him look like a good tank.
Sometimes.
Usually.
I mean, we're never going to have anything as nice as Combiner Wars Megatron again. Like, that was a really nice tank that turned into a perfectly okay robot.
Okay, I thought you were going to compliment like both modes for a second. I lost faith in you.
No, but that was a really nice tank. You have to admit, that was a really nice tank.
Yeah.
Killer tank.
Yeah.
It's like the best tank since G2 Megatron.
Yeah, probably so, actually. It's a shame they didn't just do G2 Deco on that Combiner Wars toy instead of making it, Armada Megatron Halloween costume.
It was awful.
Yeah. It really was.
So I love this next news item. So in Japan, souvenir jackets are a thing. The most famous one that I'm familiar with is the Ribera Steakhouse jacket that that steakhouse in Japan will often give to professional wrestlers. Again, speaking of clout, that's something that wrestlers will, show off that they were famous enough to get one of the jackets when they went to the restaurant. So there's a 40th anniversary Transformers souvenir jacket from Sugimono, Japan, and it looks pretty sweet. So
yes, it does, because it's got Dinobots on it.
Yeah, it's got Dinobots, and it is. Man, it's made to order.
That's gonna be damn expensive.
Yeah, how much is it?
I don't know, but that's gonna be damn expensive. And Japanese
86,000 yen.
Okay, so looking at about $700 at current exchange rate.
Yeah. So Mandarake had Fire Guts Jinrai a couple days ago for 75,000 yen, and I passed because that's only like $530. I passed on it because I'm in a frugal stage right now. But that hurt. It was sealed. But if I'm going to pass on Fire Guts Jinrai for 75,000 yen, I'm definitely passing on a jacket for 86,000.
Also, Japanese apparel items tend to be cut on the smaller side.
Small. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So,
but it's really cool looking.
Like, this would be something that would go on a wall. I would never wear it if I had it, even if it fit. It would be something that would get displayed.
Oh, I would have to wear it every once in a while on special occasions.
They have
like
small,
BotCon or
medium,
TFCon.
large, extra large, and double XL. So diecast, you're probably a double XL in Japan.
Yep.
Yeah, I would assume.
So it ain't fitting anybody else except for Matt, maybe Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm somewhat larger than you remember me last time you saw me.
Oh, okay. So it's pretty sweet looking though, and this is just one of those Japanese things that I'm pretty familiar with, at least as a concept. So that it kind of speaks to me. But
I mean, maybe we'll luck out too, and someone will bootleg it, and it'll go up on AliExpress or something at some point.
Oh yeah. And okay, so the voice recording session for Transport to Oblivion is on YouTube. So the reels that were being sold on eBay. It looks like this has found its way into a collector's hands who decided to share it with the world. That's cool.
Yeah, so this video is 26 minutes, and I think this was being towed as like a part 1 of 2, so there may be more material still in the process of being digitized. This also, I believe, was described as being different from the last voice recording session, where this has more of the actual like voice recording process going on, rather than just being like the audio tape version of the episode.
Yeah. Well, like Five Faces of Darkness, though, like had like alternate voices.
Yeah, it was the early recording before the recasting.
Yeah. So, but it's more like the recording session. That's cool too. It's good to get anything like that. Mm-hmm. Having, all that stuff that would have been outtakes. Is there anything like interesting as far as like outtakes in there? Is there anything like
I haven't had time to listen to it.
Like I remember back in the day, like the outtakes from Thundercats, the salacious outtakes from Thundercats, which at the time blew my mind. I would love to have something comparable with G1.
There is a similar thing floating around for a while from VR Troopers, which was not outtakes as such, but like late in the production of that series, the cast and some of the crew got together in the recording booth and basically just parody dubbed over a bunch of clips for their own entertainment. And
That's
at some
awesome.
point that leaked out to the internet, and that was on YouTube for a number of years.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing like that with G1 as far as I know.
No, probably not.
Beast Wars would be just as fun. Because that
cast
was crazy.
Yeah, the stories of that is just that those recording sessions often were like legendarily insane.
Yeah.
Gotta feel bad for Stu Blue having to herd those cats.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so let's jump to what we got this week. Remember, ham sandwiches are exclusive to our Patreons at patreon.com/tfradio. Donald, since you were sipping from that petite cup, I'm going to, people, if you're not watching the video live or on YouTube, tfradio.net/live, Don has a little petite teacup that he's drinking coffee from.
I haven't been paying attention. Is it actually a little petite teacup, or is he back to his bowl of coffee?
No, it's the little cup on the top of a thermos.
A thermos, okay.
Yeah. But Don, what did you get this week?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. You got sick.
Well, nothing on topic because everything either already came or isn't due for a while. Okay. So all my on topic stuff is pending.
Matt.
Nothing.
This is gonna be a damn short show this week, you guys.
I got Legacy United Deluxe Chase.
I feel like we were just talking about that.
Yeah, we were just talking about it. But I had to throw it in the front because of the fix. That was awesome.
Yeah.
And that's I did open my Deathsaurus. I posted on Twitter that one of the leg panels will not stay closed.
Oh no.
And I have seen photos of other people's, and I think they're having the same issue. And what it is on mine, the hole that the tab is supposed to go in is not perfectly rectangular, so it won't stay in there. So I either got to make the hole bigger or sand down the tab.
Oh joy.
I did email, Hasbro about it. Well, Hasbro Pulse, and I think they send it to Hasbro. From what I understand, I haven't heard anything back yet, but as I've been going through photos on like Facebook and stuff, I have seen other people that have the same issue. But that's all I got.
How's your like paint and stuff on the Deathsaurus though?
Beautiful. I mean, everything else is beautiful. I was amazed it had a QC issue because everything else is so good. Mm-hmm. I was like, man, they really did this perfect. And then I was like,
close.
It was close. A lot better than Victory Saber.
That's good.
Cool. Rob.
I got one on topic thing. I just on a whim decided to get Legacy wind blade from Amazon. And yeah, it really is as nice as people say. It's I feel like aesthetically one of the other wind blades might be a little bit more to my taste, but in terms of engineering, this holds together very well in both modes. It's easy to transform. It's easy to handle. The backpack folds up very compact, very elegantly, I feel like. So yeah, nice figure.
Cool. Chris?
The only on-topic thing I got was with Don's help, I got one of those $10 retro hot rods from Walmart.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Or, well, $11 with tax, but I'm used to that insane 10% sales tax rate around these parts.
But you got no income tax. But there's no income tax.
No state income tax. And we have nice roads, so it all goes somewhere at least.
Yeah.
So this is the first time I've owned a copy of G1 Hot Rod. I'd handled another one of these retro hot rods when I visited Hey Mickey back in April. So when I handled it for the first time, I struggled for 10 minutes trying to figure out how to flip the various parts around to transform the hood into the chest, because that is anything but immediately obvious. So I had a little bit quicker time of it this time. But if I'm going to have one copy of this mold, I'm actually oddly happy that it is the magenta animation accurate one, even just on the G1 mold like this. It's really, really pretty. One of our Discord members actually took the Walmart reissue hot rod previous to this one and took the chrome exhaust pipes off of it and put that on the retro one and made an idealized one. And having seen that and then having the bare gray plastic exhaust pipes on this in hand, I kind of wish they would have kept the chrome on those parts, because that would have been just the ideally beautiful toy. But this is still really nice, really pretty, and for $10, just right. Thank you for your help, Don.
Well, always glad to help.
Cool. Awesome. So I got 10 of them.
So you did actually get all 10 of them?
I did get all 10 of them. So last week during the show, when I saw that they were $10, I'm like, I'm curious how many they'll let me buy. So I put 60 in my cart, and I'm like, I'm not buying 60 of these. So I put 10 in my cart, and I'm like, if I get it, I want to open a store or something eventually. I am selling a bunch of stuff. I'm like, it can set an inventory for a few years, and as demand goes back up. And if I sell them at retail grade, if I sell them at cost, we'll see. But I'll just hold on to them. And yeah, they shipped them in one box, and they were nicely cushioned. And yeah, they came quickly. I think the question was, are they going to ship them in the carton? And the answer was no. It's pretty common though to get things in the shipping carton. If you buy something from Walmart or buy something from Amazon, if it's convenient for them, they'll do it. But I guess they broke all the packs and had them setting out. Of course, if it had shipped from a different distribution center or fulfillment center, it might have been handled differently. Because things, even though they try to have consistent processes across locations for efficiency, they're not always consistent. So
the other thing too, you ordered 10 of them. If the whole case is not 10 of them, they wouldn't have shipped it in the original shipping carton, because it would have been the wrong number, and they wouldn't have just cracked one open, taken 2 out, and then slapped your mailing address on it.
Yeah.
If you had ordered 8 of them and they came in a case of 8, then they might have just basically drop shipped it to you as it was.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. No idea how they would have handled it. I'm glad I didn't order 60, but the price did go up basically immediately after doing it. So
yeah, one of our Discord members.
Yeah,
pretty much. One of our Discord members told me the next day that Hound and Hot Rod both had jumped up to $50 each.
What?
After we got our orders in at $10.
So I have definitely impacted the market on certain things in the past, specifically the 1984, 85 St. Louis mini bots. I have personally impacted the cost that those go for.
Well, when you take so many of them out of circulation, of course.
Well, not just that, but like the price went up as I was probably bidding more on certain ones than they probably should have gone for. They went like, the next time it popped up, somebody tried to sell them for that price and they just sat because there was nobody there to buy it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I've never done that with Walmart before, like with a retail release. So that's something I can, it's a feather in my cap. Also, I got
so if anybody wanted one of those $10 hot rods and didn't get it,
blame me.
And now has to pay $50, blame Brian.
I'm sorry. JT Prime said there were cases of 4.
That makes sense, actually.
Makes sense, yeah. So I got.
So if you just ordered 12.
Yeah, I should have ordered 12. The retro Skywarp.
Oh, nice. That's pretty.
It is pretty. As I was going to say, as a kid, I actually never had any of the Seekers as a kid. But as a young whippersnapper, barely an adult collector, for years, Skywarp was the only Seeker that I had. So it's the one I'm most familiar with. And it is really different from a colors perspective. It really pops. I'm really pleased with how it looks. I'm not a fan of the Seeker mold. I think it's unfortunate.
It's certainly a product of its time.
Yeah. But as far as, I think this is as nice as the mold can look. So
I mean, any of those Seekers, I think in this state, they are like at their highest point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm very pleased with it. It's going to go on the shelf for the rest of them.
Well, okay. I mean, there's still Sunstorm, but
the hobby one is perfection. Like, you're not getting any better than that.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, if only they made a version of that where you didn't have to apply the stickers.
Yeah, I was going to say though, Sunstorm, but instead of molded fully in the orange, it's painted in orange, like this thick. Because this has like, it feels like this. There's some things here that maybe not. Some of these have like tacky paint on them that really pops. I don't guess, maybe something here does, like the gray, the metal's painted. I think.
Oh yeah, I can see that being the case.
Yeah, I think they can. I think they could do some improvements to it.
But if you think too much about if you can, you don't think about whether you should. And
yeah, there you go. The die-cast parts are definitely painted. So yeah. And the last thing I got was I took advantage of the 10% off site-wide sale at artfire2000.com, the holiday sale. I'm like, I don't need to buy anything, and I originally had held off, but I was thinking, what G1 toy do I not have? Nothing insane, but like, what G1 toy do I not have? That's a hole in my collection that I need to fill. And I'm like, I don't think I have Hardhead anymore. I had a boxed, actually one of the few boxed G1 toys that I had in my collection years ago was a boxed Hardhead.
That looks good.
Yeah, and I parted ways with it when I was doing a purge years ago. And I'm like, I'll get it. And yeah, it's in nice shape. The box is in good shape.
Yeah, besides some like expected corner wear, like that looks really crisp.
Yeah, I haven't actually taken it out of the package. It supposedly has paperwork.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, usually, let me do it. Yeah, so I don't know what paperwork is in here. Maybe just the instructions. Just the instructions, looks like. But yeah, so yeah, nice shape. Love the fact that it's styrofoam. By this point, there was a lot of toys in America that didn't have styrofoam. I'm pretty like the Headmasters. The American release, I think, is just a plastic tray. So yeah, it's nice. Very pleased with it.
Yeah, I mean, like the way that box looks to me is like the perfect condition for a retro toy.
Yeah.
Because like for me, if it looks too pristine, like it's one of those things where somebody's gonna see it like, yeah, is that just a reproduction? But no, like just with a little bit of corner wear, maybe a slightly bent flap on top like that, like it looks like it's seen its age and it's in good shape for being a 40-year-old toy almost. Like, yeah, like I love that condition of packaging on retro toys.
like there's certain G1 toys I would really almost have to have sealed, like I don't know, Black Zarak. But like for the most part, like this where I can crack it open and not worry about anything damaging it is, yeah, I agree. I think it's pretty nice. But I definitely, if I ever own Black Zarak, it's either going to be a cheap loose one or it's going to be a sealed one that I will never actually see the inside of.
Maybe you could get someone to sell you their Black Zarak box with like 2 bricks inside of it.
Just 1 brick. So I would say...
Well, it depends what kind of brick.
I would say what you would probably need to do is get a brick and evenly distribute it around the styrofoam in the box, and then get the spray foam sealant stuff.
Yeah.
And then put that in there so it's nice and evenly distributed, and you would never know. So,
bonus points if you spray paint the brick gold and black before you distribute it around the box.
Yeah. Occasionally, like I think Artfire 2000 has a loose, quote unquote, cheap Black Zarak right now that has a little bit of GPS. Like, I'm not desperate enough to own Black Zarak at this point that I would do that, but eventually, maybe I will be. So, okay. Ham sandwich time. Matt, did you get anything?
Yes, I did. So got an upgraded Blu-ray complete series of the original Quantum Leap show.
Nice.
Because the DVD release I have is one of those cheap ones where it's Mill Creek, where the discs are just kind of like loose in a sleeve.
Yeah.
So this is also Mill Creek, but they do come in like individually.
Was that
packaged.
shot on film? Based on the time frame, it could.
Yeah, probably.
You would think so. Yeah, based on the time.
Yeah. So I bet that looks good.
Yeah. So I got the movie Violent Night with David Harbour as Santa Claus. I haven't watched it yet. It's still wrapped in plastic.
I've got that on my Amazon Prime watch list.
I enjoy it.
I've heard good things about it, but I've yet to see it.
I've heard it's John Wick at Christmas, which sounds like a lot of fun.
Got the complete series of The Batman.
Oh, nice.
Which
was that good?
What I've seen was, I haven't seen but a few episodes, but what I saw I liked.
Yeah.
It had the Transformers Prime problem of coming directly after the end of the original DC animated universe.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, that was the thing that was sort of the Damocles hanging over it. But if you can separate it from and watch the Batman on its own, it's got a lot of great takes on the classic Batman characters.
So Marvel Legends wise, a lot of my Christmas shopping came through sales. So I got cheap Ronan the Accuser.
Oh, nice.
And M from Generation X. So she will go with Chamber on the shelf. I also picked up another, again, on sale. This one was from sale on Pulse. The blue and gold team uniform X-Men. I got a second 3-pack of Banshee, Gambit, and Psylocke because I wanted a Banshee to go with Generation X. And like Gambit and Psylocke, like these, you can just pop the heads off and like put any other X-Men heads you want on there and have them in the blue and gold. So like Gambit, I can pop the head off and make a good X-Man.
Yep.
And like a couple weeks ago, I said Rob got me the superpowers Nightwing and Robin. Well, my nephew got me the Detective Batman to go along with it.
Oh, nice.
The blue and gray classic, and love them. And I also got the McFarlane Batmobile superpowers to go with it.
Nice.
And these vehicles, like I have the Batwing and Rob got me the Whirly Bat as well, and now I have the Batmobile, and the quality on these are just fantastic. Like they are definitely a throwback to the old Kenner days, and just I love these.
It's so weird hearing the word McFarlane and quality in the same sentence.
They're pretty simple toys, Dawn. Like they don't have to do much, but have good plastic.
I mean, McFarlane has its fans, and
oh yeah, I mean I've got some of the Batman and His Amazing Friends line. I just paid for Captain Carrot today.
Yeah, like this Batmobile is not as loaded down with play features as the original Superpowers Batmobile, which I also have, by the way. But like it does have a working battering ram and some pop-up thrusters, and it just looks really nice.
That's cool.
And that's it, I believe, as far as Christmas. Yeah.
Since this is the ham sandwich portion, I do want to mention that I had no idea. I'd forgotten that the Batman came before Brave and the Bold.
Yeah. It was around the same time as Teen Titans was on, because that's why they had Batgirl instead of Robin.
I was going to make a comment about Teen Titans, and I'm going to withhold it. I don't like Teen Titans. It's not very good.
I disagree with you.
It's not very good. I like Teen Titans Go so much more than Teen Titans.
I don't think I like you anymore, Brian.
I'm sorry. I've had to watch Teen Titans like all the way through. Like I didn't really care for it at the time, but like 3 times because my 7-year-old loves it, and I just do not care for it.
See, most parents have that experience with Teen Titans Go instead, I would say.
Oh, I love Teen Titans Go. I love it.
Don looks like he's trying to figure out how to smack you through the internet, Brian.
Oh well.
No, just the reason I had to leave a while ago is the laptop apparently, even though it was plugged up, was not charging while I was at work today, because it looks like possibly Hank had walked across the power strip and turned it off.
Oh,
so I thought,
purpose, I'm sure.
Yeah, so I was trying to get it plugged back in, and it wiggled loose, and it's finally fixed. So no, I was just trying to make sure I didn't drop off in the middle of the call.
Edit point. Don, did you get any ham sandwiches this week?
Yes, I got 3 very good ham sandwiches.
Did you eat them?
No, not yet. I got Cobra Shadow Tracker, and I also got Wolf Spider from Walmart, and I got the HasLab Hiss.
Nice.
Did you buy it secondhand?
Yes, I did.
I thought so. Where did you get it again?
80s Toys in Princeton, West Virginia.
How much did you pay for it? Over the
I made him a deal. I got it for $500 with tax, including all figures and all things.
So my heart aches hearing that, because the original retail was $3, but it's really nice. It's really nice.
And I got a little bit of money from my in-laws. Plus, if I take the money that I made on eBay, gearing up to go up there to hit these couple of stores that's in the area, the money I made on eBay plus what I got from my in-laws pretty much covers the late tax, that $200 late tax. Okay. So, I got a feeling it's either going to crash or it's going to keep going up in value. So I have one. I'm happy. And I'm going to, and I'm going to be probably doing some sales listings as soon as I can to help make up for that. But yeah, it was the only one they had. It was all the, complete. It's still in the original shipping container. So I figured I'd go ahead and might as well go ahead and get it.
Cool. Okay. Diecast.
I got the Cobra Shadow Tracker also. So these figures are just so cool. I love what they're doing. Classified is awesome right now. It's figures I didn't even know I would want, and they're coming out, and I'm like, yeah, I don't remember that, but I want it.
It was a toy that I forgot that I pre-ordered, and it hit my bank account, and I'm like, why? What? And yeah, it came.
Do you like it?
It's a box. I mean, I haven't opened it.
Oh, you haven't opened it. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a nice box. I mean, the figure looks cool on the box.
Yeah.
But that's all I got.
Some distant day from today, I'll open it, or maybe I won't. I have no idea. That's all you got. Rob, what about you?
Okay. First off, before I start, I just want to say that, I feel like this is like the ideal use case for Dononomics, because I have a really hard time forcing myself to pay over retail for things. And if you can bring a price mentally back down to retail using, Dononomics, I have a feeling that could save me a lot of sanity points in the long run if I can manage that.
But Dononomics is mostly smoke and mirrors. Remember that, because Don still is like selling stuff that he paid for in the past and maybe not turning a profit on it. So,
well, I mean, it was more like I really wasn't expecting to find one. All the ones I was watching on eBay didn't have the figures, and they wanted $350 just for the tank with no figures and stuff. And it was there, and I figured I'm probably not going to find one for that price with the figures. So,
yeah. If you will pardon the reference, Dononomics is math you do as a toy collector to make yourself feel better.
There you go.
I was just thinking, like, is Dononomics actually just a one-man Ponzi scheme?
But okay, yeah, I got a fair amount of stuff. Both I got some really nice gifts, and Amazon had some good sales. So I got myself the Star Wars Vintage Collection Return of the Jedi speeder bike with Scout, because the speeder bike was like my favorite toy as a kid. So this version, not quite as toyetic, a lot of pieces that would have moved to be a better toy on the 83 model don't move here, and it makes it hard to get the Scout positioned. The stand, though, is really ingenious. It is a little like a pyramid shaped piece with 3 ball joints so that you can set them at slightly different heights if you're going to have a whole squad of them. It's a really clever design, but it's a good toy. I like it. I got a couple other Star Wars figures that were cheap. And there's something else from my last box of imported Japanese ham, I got a couple of decent things. I got a special creative model version of the original Gundam in Char Aznable colors. That's a really interesting figure. I'd always been curious about those. It's about the size I tend to look for in Gundam figures, about the size of the old MS and Action toys. And it actually has a functional core block, which is not very common for figures that size.
No, I think that's one of the only things in that scale that has that.
Yeah, it's a really nice toy. And it was like $20. So I'm happy I finally got a hold of one of those. Also got a replica of the first issue of Shonen Jump. The only thing I recognize in there is reprints of the American Flash Gordon comic strip. But that's and in terms of gifts I was given, Angel gave me a copy of Dragon Quest Treasures for the Switch. I'm looking forward to giving that a try. Also, Nadia, The Secret of Blue Water on Blu-ray, which is the series that the creator of Evangelion did that basically caused the nervous breakdowns that caused him to make Evangelion. So I'm looking forward to seeing that too. And lastly, my brother got me NECA, Goliath, Demona, and Xanatos, which was just totally out of left field. I haven't opened those yet, but those are really nice looking figures.
And yeah, I mean, well, now did you get armored Xanatos or regular?
Suit Xanatos. So he comes with the closed wings for Demona.
Right. It's amazing, Rob. If you look at those figures, you know what the retail is on those, about 35 to 40, depending on where you get them.
Yeah.
And look what a Star Wars Black Series figure runs. Almost 30. And just look at that and wonder, where the value is in between these companies.
I wonder that a lot anymore, but since you've presumably opened some of these, Don, how is the durability? I've heard back and forth on NECA before, so I just kind of wanted to get a sense before I open them.
I've really only opened up Goliath and Bronx. Again, that's before I had to move everything down here and rebox everything up. Just be careful when you're moving parts for the first time. They're not really fragile, but they need to work free a little bit. Neck joints maybe a little stiff if you're trying to do some poses, just to like along a lot of figures, so everything gets
like their paint fuse maybe.
Yeah, exactly, paint fuse.
Gotcha.
And the way they're in the package, they're kind of like frozen in like partial poses to a degree.
Mhm.
So you're gonna have to work them loose a little bit. So far, I really haven't had any problems on the ones I've opened, but I also haven't gone into any dynamic posing yet.
Gotcha. Okay, good to know. Like I said, I just kind of wanted to like just kind of get an idea of what to be careful of before I opened it. So I really appreciate it.
No problem.
And I think that's about everything I've gotten that's worth mentioning. I'm pretty sure.
Cool. Chris.
My off topic is a gift from Diecast. I'll give you a hint. It's the 2024 Playmates original series communicator.
Unfortunately, your noise gate took care of that, but
oh, okay. That thinking a little more, I'm not surprised, but it does the flip open beeps like perfectly. I've made slight modifications to this since getting it, because the way it's designed, there's two buttons on the side where your thumb would land.
Mhm.
One of them is a hailing frequencies noise, which let's see if the noise gate will let this come through. No, not that one. Do you hear that?
No.
Okay, so if you've watched Next Generation, the communication noise when they're hailing a ship, which is like that 2-beat kind of thing,
Mhm.
that's the noise they have in this, which, as far as I can remember, was never in the original series. Like, the call noise in the original series was like 3 beeps.
Yeah, and they
So
were all
Playmates-
the same tone, as I
Yeah,
recall.
Playmates screwed this up a little bit in the electronics, but that's one of the buttons on the side. So, you can press that and have a call come in from the future, apparently. The other button above that is a release where the cover is spring-loaded. So you push that button, it releases the catch on it, and the cover flips open, and it makes the communicator flip open noise.
Oh, nice.
So in the show, that is not an auto-opening thing. They flip it open or appear to while they're, pulling down a thumb wheel with one of their fingers.
Mhm.
I wanted that action, so I actually opened it up and took the lid out and removed the coil spring from the hinge. So it took a little bit to get it back together where the catch still worked, where the cover won't fall open by itself. But now I can push that in and flip it open, and it still hits the little trigger inside and makes the beep noises. So, like, it has the tactile functionality that I want out of it. And like that works basically perfectly now. So like,
I don't think I realized that Playmates did a communicator
recently. It's new.
Okay.
Yeah. So
it's on the shelf on Chris's Amazon wish list. So
it's on the shelf at Target beside the Enterprise D.
I didn't see it on the wish list. I don't remember seeing it.
I think you probably got there too late because Diecast had already probably got it by the time you were able to find time to. So Playmates apparently still had a couple things in the pipeline before they decided they're not doing any more Star Trek stuff. So there's this communicator and there's a new Enterprise D. The new Enterprise D has a saucer that's removable, but it is like so visually inferior to the original Playmates Enterprise as a representation of the ship model.
The original Playmates D or the new okay, I've got that.
The original D was a toy, yes, but like it was a pretty good representation of the model of the ship. This loses out on things like paint apps for the ventral phaser array. I don't even think it has the phaser array under the secondary hull. There is no detailing underneath where the saucer section attaches. So, like, there's no battle bridge dome or anything up there. It's just flat plastic. Like, it's not a good Enterprise D toy. And, like, I had it on my wish list literally for 15 minutes while I watched a video about it and then went and took it off after I saw everything that they did that I didn't like about it. But the communicator is actually really nice. It's a good size. It's got
I heard it.
Okay, I'll close the lid, so stop doing that. No, it's got a good weight in the hand. Like it's not heavy, but it doesn't feel like it's hollow inside or anything. Like it's got a good little bit of mass to it. It's a good fit in the hand with the spring disabled in it. The flip open action feels nice, and it's really satisfying to flip it open and have the chirping noises the way it's supposed to go. There's a few dialogue lines in here too, and the like used once in the show emergency beacon sound. So like they got this about 90% right out of the box. I just had to do the one thing to make it a little bit better, and then there's the one incorrect sound, which there's really no fixing for, but it's also something that's pretty ignorable on this unless you slip and hit the wrong button on the side. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this, and Diecast, thank you so much for the Christmas present.
No problem. Merry Christmas.
Also, I do want to add before we move on that what I had heard is not that so much these came out at like the tail end of the pipeline. What I'd heard is that they were actually going to continue with ships and roleplay toys, and it was just the figures that they were discontinuing. So I hope that's the case, because I would not mind seeing more roleplay toys be available and affordable for Star Trek again.
It would be interesting if they did a new TNG Type 2 phaser.
Yeah.
Because, like, if they wanted to throw some extra electronics in that, there's a lot they can do with that to make it stand out from previous releases of the different phaser styles.
Yeah.
Although the way their Enterprise D turned out, I'm not holding out hope for that to be, like, a good thing at all.
Yeah, I kind of like the one I really still want to get is the old Playmates TNG movie phaser.
Mm.
Oh, the first one?
I don't know.
I think they did separate ones for First Contact and Insurrection.
Okay, I thought they were the same mold, but
I'd have to go do some research again. It's been quite a few years since I seriously dove into this. I have one of those phasers. I just don't remember at this point which one it is.
Yeah, they as might not surprise you, like it's kind of hard to find like good collector documentation on a series that still goes for $5 a figure at secondhand stores everywhere.
Which you would think would make it easier to find good documentation, because someone could just go through and get 90% of those toys for next to nothing and just put together a catalog site for them.
At the same time, since they're next to nothing, I guess people don't feel like the information is as valuable because you're only out $5 if you get one you don't like.
I guess.
Cool. So I want to thank our patrons at patreon.com/tfradio. Patrons get an ad-free version of the show. You get RFC a day early at a higher bit rate. That doesn't mean 24 hours necessarily, but you get it the day before at a higher bit rate. Weekly Patreon exclusive pre-show podcast that I need to catch up on for the last couple weeks. Unedited episodes of RSC if the edit's worth hearing. There's a couple edits from this one where we were cross-talking and Don was explaining why he had to walk away. You don't get that stuff because you don't necessarily need it. But if Don says something really, really salty, you know that's going to make it. You get Hot 5 podcast a week early. I'm probably going to bulk post one major update for Hot 5. It'll be like a marathon episode, but that'll be on Patreon first, week early. Patrons touched here get to be on Hot 5. Touch patrons mentioned on the show each week and listed at tfradio.net/credits. I want to thank Kevin Dorsey, Tiger Forces Ninja Consultant. Actually, speaking of Kevin Dorsey, Kevin texted me today from that store in Virginia Beach that I think two of you guys have been to. I think Don went there and Diecast went there.
Yep.
They had two Dinoforce toys there. I thought it was crazy, but yeah. He's like, is this part of Dino King? And I'm like, yes, it is. But also, again, Tiger Forces Ninja Consultant, Jason Hiley, Eric Griffin, Rick Mahurin, Ryan Bona, Emmett Stresovich, Rabbits, Hector Bones, who is on Blue Sky now, I saw. That's awesome. Joey Russell, Sean Williamson, Spider Bob, Jake Kleinrye, Sean Hamilton, Jacob Owen Lucia, and Sean Bratton. That's awesome. I also heard Hector Bones mentioned on as a patron of the Daily Tech News Show. Tom Merritt mentioned him at the beginning of the show like a week or two back, and I'm like, it's Hector Bones. That's awesome. But again, if you want to be a patron, go to patreon.com/tfradio. Let's see here. You can find all of our stuff for like 25 years, going back that far at tfradio.net. You can find me personally at briankilby.com and on Blue Sky at kilby.bsky.social. I'm posting like different stuff between Twitter and Blue Sky. Twitter, I'm posting stuff that I think that would have more mass appeal to like Transformers collectors and stuff, and Blue Sky, I'm posting stuff that's more interesting to me. Until like Twitter is dead, that's probably what I'm going to do. Because sadly, people are not moving to Blue Sky as quickly as I would like. People are apparently using Threads, but I don't like Threads. I did like Threads, but something feels off about it. But I'm also there.
From what I've seen of Threads, they're kind of dragging a lot of the same problems Twitter has along to Threads with them.
Yeah. So, maybe I should just give up social media again, like completely. That would be great. But yeah, you can find me there. John DeLuna not here. He's at that John D everywhere. Rob Springer not here. He is at Robo Rob Springer on Twitter. Zonebase.bsky.social and Blue Sky, and at zonebase.org. Matt, how do people get a hold of you?
Melvar at bsky.social. 3 L's, 2 R's.
Diecast.
You can follow me on Blue Sky and Twitter at Diecast2, and you can like my Facebook page at Reviews by Diecast, and you can see my reviews on tfradio.net/reviews or youtube.com/RFC reviews.
Cool. Don.
I'm reached on Twitter at HMRC, the number 4 EVR.
Rob?
I'm on Blue Sky at robflails.bsky.social. Connected more or less to Flail Through's my YouTube channel, which mostly covers Gundam Battle Operation 2 for PSN and Steam. This week they have added the Banshee Norn to the game, which will go live in 2.5 hours. And I will have probably a good once-over of that up later in the week. If you want to see the weekly updates, Thursday morning on youtube.com/flailthroughs is when that post goes up. If you'd like to support me over there, patreon.com/flailthroughs, and the details are all over there. And it's, I will certainly not turn down any gift that shows up after Christmas if you want to go to tfradio.net/playlist and send something my way.
Yours looks like it'll be there like between January 9th and the end of the month. So
cool.
It looks like it's coming from China. So it was not on your wish list. I found something that I thought screamed you. So
well, that should be interesting.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Looking forward to seeing what that is.
Yeah. Chris.
Hello. I'm Chris RTXV on Blue Sky. The things I've done on the internet are collected at playphotography.com, which includes articles, galleries, things around toys in general. I also wouldn't turn down a Christmas gift just because it's a little bit late. And also my birthday's coming up in about 3 weeks. So you've got time to get that in too, if you want.
You hit 40 last year, right?
No, it's this coming birthday.
Oh, crap. Okay.
My Amazon wish list is at tfradio.net/chrislist. Plenty of interesting or entertaining things on there if you want to go that route, or if you're like Brian and just see something that catches your eye and you need to know how to send it to me, you can get hold of me on our Discord, tfradio.net/Discord. I'm in there all the time. I have actually, over the time we've had the Discord up, had a few people reach out that way because they either had something on hand already that was on my Amazon wish list, or they had something else that they were interested in passing my way. So reach out. I am not particular. I love everything that I get from anyone who's inclined to give me a gift, no matter what time of year it is. I'm not like, glued to it's got to be before Christmas or my birthday or it doesn't count. Like, I'm super, super grateful for any of that kind of stuff whenever it arrives. So thank you to all of you so much.
Cool. Okay, well, that's it. We will see you next year.
2024.
Recording stopped.
So Diecast had messaged me. He's like, "Hey, do you have an Amazon wish list?" And I don't have it public. And I ended up deleting it because it was like a decade's worth of stuff that I'm no longer interested in or collect or do or
I was going to say, I could have sworn you had one and it just isn't there anymore.
I deleted it. So I created a new one that is just like, here's a $10 gift card.
Yeah.
So it has not pre-made. It had like the long-term storage food stuff in case of the apocalypse. It has that on there.
Oh, like one of those big bucket things?
Yes. Because I have no matter who wins the presidency, I'm going to prep for the end of the world. And so I already have a closet full of that stuff, and I'm collecting more. So it has that, the Amazon gift card, and then like it's way overpriced because there's like Amazon markup, but like silver, just like silver, and eventually I might make it public to people. But it's like it makes me look like a crazy person. Where the other one was like DVDs and Blu-rays and stuff that I'm like no longer interested in watching, or physical books that I no longer collect. Like hundreds of things that I just didn't want to go in and edit one by one. Toward the end of the show, I was reading on how to add a custom firmware to my 2DS.
It's not difficult to do. Give me a second here. But
yeah,
do you have the 2DS XL or the?
Yeah. I got the XL.
Yeah, I do too. It feels really nice.
It's so nice, yeah.
But
the XL is the one that doesn't fold, right? Just
No,
like tablet.
the
Okay.
XL does fold.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's just the straight up 2DS that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was looking at, Rob.
Yeah, that's the one that a friend recommended to me, and it worked like a charm.
Yeah, I was thinking, like, I've purged most of my physical media. I know, like, when it comes to games, I have ROMs of everything that I've ever owned, basically.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to like my Blu-rays and stuff, I have backups of things. I have like rips. I have redundant rips of like all my Blu-rays. It's just more convenient for me, and it'll actually last longer on a hard drive, probably, as long as I move back and forth to new drives as those start to degrade, than the disc probably would. So, again, I'm trying to be a minimalist, so I'm like, there's a couple of DS games that I got rid of that I wish I'd held on to, that I don't have, that I didn't purchase. So I'm like, I'll just hack my 3DS, and that way I can run them, and I don't have to have I know I'm terrible for doing that, but like it doesn't bother me like it used to. So I did buy them, and what's this? I don't want to share anything. I want to turn off the summary. Okay.
I mean, my take on that is, if the stuff is out of print, if the manufacturer is not actively making money off it anymore, like there's no moral issue with pirating that content at that point.
Yeah, I'm not going to pirate new stuff, but stuff that's 15 years old that I can't get otherwise, I'm not going to worry about it.
Yeah.
Like I'm playing Dragon Warrior 4, the NES version, not on the cart. And like it hasn't exploded yet, so.
To be honest, with as kind of clunky as old RPG user interfaces have become over the years, having something with save states and fast forward becomes more and more important as time goes on.
I am using save. So the Mister only has save states on the NES.
Gotcha.
It's easier to do save states in software emulation than it is to do it in on the Mister. So that's the only one that has it. But yeah, I'm doing save states. Just so I haven't had a TPK at all, period. Because if I get close to it, I just revert back to the most recent save state, which was probably no more than 5 minutes before.
Mm-hmm. And party wipes and Dragon Warrior, especially the earlier ones, are incredibly punitive. Lose half your money and then spend the rest to resurrect everyone.
Well, that sucks.
Yep. Well, it depends on where you die. So if you die early on, resurrections. It's 5 gold. Okay, I can live with that.
Because you can live with that.
Also, you can live with that. I hope they do Dragon Quest IV in the 2D HD style after they're done with 3. Are they redoing 3?
Yeah, the team that did some of their modern 2D HD games is doing Dragon Quest III at the moment.
Are they changing anything, or are they just doing it in a new graphic style?
I don't know.
The SNES version looks fine to me.
Oh, the SNES version is beautiful.
Yeah,
that is such a nice looking version of that game.
That's how I played it. The SNES version.
Yeah, the early images I've seen do look significantly different. So it's entirely possible that that it will end up being a fairly different version of the game when they're done. So I'm curious to see where that goes.
I played half the way through on the Game Boy Color version, and apparently before I didn't even realize that I'd played to about the same point on the SNES version. So I had found my save point on the SNES game after playing the Game Boy Color version. But I actually finished Dragon Warrior 2 on my I had the Dragon Warrior 1 and 2, Dragon Quest 1 and 2, whatever, Dragon Warrior 1 and 2 Game Boy Color carts, and I'd finished Dragon Warrior 1 on the NES like a million times. I never bothered playing it all the way through on the NES. I just played Dragon Warrior 2 on the Game Boy Color. And I got to the very last boss in Dragon Quest V on the SNES, and my save file got corrupted.
Oh.
So I'm going to have to go back. But it's such a fun game, I'm going to go back and play it again. But hopefully I won't get my file corrupted. Like some quality of life improvements like the DS games. I'll be honest, I'm fine with playing it on the only thing I'm doing that is not original is the save states. I'm fine with the menus how they are, the graphics how they are. For what I don't like grinding in real life. I don't like having to work and save and save my pennies to buy whatever. I'm not good at that, but in RPGs I can grind forever.
I mean, if I could make a living by just walking a circle around Baltimore and smacking slimes, I would absolutely do that.
You walking a circle around the town or castle, that is exactly. Or finding the sliver of land where you get the best enemies.
Mm-hmm.
And just walking through there until you get what you need.
Oh wow, that does look. Yeah, that looks.
I'm gonna run.
Bye,
Diecast.
I'll see you guys. Have a good. So no show till next Wednesday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think. I think. Bromil is actually right in the Discord. Says reminds me of the Octopath Traveler art style. I think that is the team that's working on it. So I have not played any of those yet, but I have heard I've heard they're really good. So
it looks nice. But I want it straight up same 2D plane that you have in the original game. So
yeah, I got you.
So when I finally play, what's 11, which it'll take me years to get there because I want to play through the other games first, except for maybe 7 or 9. I can't. Can you even play 9 without?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
9 is very playable on the DS. if you can find another person who has a copy that has all of the DLC, you can still get it.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know if that was even playable now. Like,
it is.
But I'm definitely playing Dragon Quest XI in the 16-bit mode.
Yeah, I kind of want to go back and try. I got like about third of the way through in 16-bit mode. I kind of want to go back and see it in modern 3D mode, just because the graphics I've seen look really nice.
Oh, it does look nice, yeah.
Luckily, I have the Switch version where I can do either. So
I was an adult before I really realized just how RPGs like that are for. It's just it's just Dungeons and Dragons for people without friends.
To a certain extent, yeah. I mean, there's.
Oh wow, I should check that out.
Yeah.
It's just kind of been interesting watching Jeremy Parrish's YouTube channel the last few years, because through all his NES Works and other videos, that there was a very long and concerted effort to come up with a decent approximation of tabletop gaming on video game consoles.
I don't watch a lot of YouTube, as I am fond of saying, but I do own the book versions of his NES Works and the SG-1000 thing and all that. And so, which I prefer consuming stuff like that in text and looking at pictures.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Listen, guys.
I enjoyed his videos.
Oh, are we doing the RFC Awards next week?
Yeah, we need to. So, Chris, do you have the categories in the doc?
No, not yet. I'll get to that.
Thank you.
Shortly. I will get to that in time enough for us to, make choices.
Dragon Quest V is the best. Fight me. From everything I've played, I would agree with that. I loved it up until my save state was corrupted.
Okay. Well, y'all guys have a good
People
night.
watching live, we're done. We'll see you.
Y'all
Good
take
night,
care.
everybody.
Bye.
Good night, Don.
Bye, Don.
And in a second, it'll be by YouTube. As soon as I can find my shortcut to that place. They changed how this looked in... Oh, yeah. There we go. They changed, I think, how it looks in Chrome.
Yeah, of course they did.
Yeah. Bye, people. I actually now use Edge probably more than I use Chrome.